if you have a vision and you have an eye for what you want, you'll make what you have accessible. My first video was shot on my iPhone. Hello, my name is Devounte Ho-Hing. I'm from West Palm Beach, Florida. I'm the owner and CEO of Chocolate Bamboo Productions, and we assist companies in gaining optimal exposure through branding. So that's in the manner of photography, graphic, motion, and web development design. So we provide all branding needs for first starting business to established businesses across different platforms. So that's Chocolate Bamboo Production.
Hey, it's Kellen, and today on Diversified Game, I have a young man who you have seen his mother on here because she makes an impact in Palm Beach County and beyond to Fort Lauderdale and beyond with the Talented Teen Club. This young man is making an impact because, y'all, I've been trying to teach online for universities for a while to get paid. And I've been doing it for free for 8 years. But this young man was like, man, I can help you out. And his mother, I told his mother, I said, this young man is amazing. How you raise one of these and how do you clone them? So Devounte Ho-Hing is going to give us the game on his production company and tell you why he's a great business owner and somebody to do business with, but he's just a great person, just full of joy. This is the type of energy y'all want to be around. I don't know if he's single or not, but ladies, I'm already vouching for him. If he is, and if he's ready, I'm gonna try to bring him to Africa if y'all don't snatch him up now. So what's going on, my brother? How you doing?
What's going on, man? Everything is well, very blessed. I'm super excited for this, man. Like I said, it's an honor to just even be here because these are the stories that I feel like, just being having the opportunity to kind of just mingle with even you. It's an amazing experience. So shoot, man, I appreciate you, man.
Man, I appreciate you, and we gonna get this journey started. Tell the people why you have a position. Of course, I don't need to mention that because it's all you know what you do. But
Right.
for your business that you're doing in the productions, when did you start that? And give them the game and some background on that.
Got you. So I started November 10th, actually last week. November 10th, 2016. 2016 is when I started Chocolate Bamboo Productions. And kind of the story kind of behind what made me build, Chocolate Bamboo in the first place was during my ninth grade year in high school, I started doing graphic designs, and I was always drawing and always interested in the arts, and I kind of wanted to see what was the thing that I could do to kind of showcase and just show my art piece in a unique way. And at the time I was like, okay, let me see if printing my designs on shirts, I think that was probably a good way to kind of get my art pieces out here. So 2016, I decided to launch the business with my designs on shirts. So I started designing shirts. And at the time, I didn't have a lot of connections to videographers, photographers, and the ones that I did know, they were very expensive at the time. So I knew that I had an artistic ability, and that if I, invested into myself, that I could, provide, I could do the shoot, because I needed something to market the clothes that I was, you know, printing on shirts. So, I got my first camera, got my first, like, my laptop to, start piecing things together. And from there, I started to develop different services around the business to kind of even help promote the clothing brand. And from that, I started to venture out and, help out different artists. So yeah, it's kind of,
Now, when you talk about helping artists, and you
yeah.
do some fine work, you guys, the links will be in the description. Like you have taste, and taste you can't buy, like class. But you can learn class, you can't really learn taste the way, like, even like the things you do is the little things. And I noticed it because those are the things that I don't see and don't focus on a lot of times. So we go and we want to hire people like you because it's like, yeah, you see it. You know something about colors and lighting and angles. That's why you see, even my camera that keeps moving. It go up and down off my motion. It's following me
Tracking you.
and tracking me. Because it's awkward, like I can be. But how did you start working with artists and getting them to pay you? Because that's the big question for a lot of people who are like 14, 15, and even 44. They say these artists don't want to pay. And I give them my little spill and experience. But how did you start working with them and getting them to, pay you is a big thing.
It's a big thing. It's a big thing. So when I first started, it wasn't necessarily about the money per se. One of the big things that just on my journey when I first started, it was the reason why, reason why I developed Chocolate Bamboo as a brand is because I believe in creating moments. I wanted to be that person to kind of help that person with their vision and bring it to life in the most unique way possible. And I believe that anything that you're really passionate about and really take the time to kind of fine tune, and the thing that you do that nobody else around you could do the way that you do it, I consider that art. And what kind of made me what what made me really kind of see, okay, how people kind of transition into, like, of course it's money and everything, but when it was really the relationships that I had with them, actually having a care about what that person was doing and really understanding that this is not just a transaction. This is something that we are stamping a moment in time and becoming, one in our own respective way. And this collaboration is going to outlive just this, not only just this project. So it's zooming in and out. I was like, hold on.
Oh, I'm having fun over here. Don't mind me, you guys. I'm having fun. Yeah, don't worry about me.
I was like, hold on, the rhino about to get me now. But
Yeah. No, don't trip.
yeah, but basically it was really the relationships that kind of, helped build it. Actually having a care about what are going on. Because my thing is, what I realized just in my industry is that people were kind of just, of course, having fun and picking up the camera, but not really paying attention to, like, exactly how, like, really how to kind of take it. Like, every project I consider like a precious project. I don't even just take on any project because I want to make sure that I am able to just, really walk you through the process of it. It's an experience, really. So that's how I
Yeah,
kind of converted it into, like, people see that energy and just the passion in it, that we're trying to, like, I'm not just here just for your money. They see the passion and they see the effort that I kind of put to kind of just the small things like you mentioned, and they say, okay, this is somebody that I want to collaborate with. And then the money comes because this is the relationships that we're building. So
no, that's dope as fly. And wherever you go, you can take that talent. I know somebody's out there like, man, why did they mention, if he had another job? Because there's some positions, y'all, that you can't mention on air with people because they may need to get a permission. When you get up to certain levels, you just can't say what you want to say and do what you want to do. Even if you're the president of United Snakes, you still have to go through channels, So, or you could end up in a federal prison. Hello, you got to get that approval. That's why. So
right.
it's a great position that he has. But we're talking about just the business right now. Can you talk about when you got started? A lot of people say, "Oh, I'm going to get started once I get a red camera, or once I get some expensive software and programming." So they're delaying themselves. and they think they have to have it all before they start. Did you have it all? Did you have investors, or how did you begin?
So there's a fun fact. Fun fact. I don't really kind of say this often, but my first camera was a Canon T3i. All right. Um, I got a summer job as a valet, as a valet, just to kind of just, even pay for the equipment. It was a good 200 or something like that. Small starter camera. And fun fact, that's the camera that I still use today to create the work that I create. It's not about the gear. It's not about the gear. I'm not saying that the gear doesn't simplify the process and um, make sure things are in the most HD way, but my pictures comes from that camera. And a lot of people think like, oh, how much you spending? How you probably have the latest and the greatest equipment. And honestly and truly, of course the lenses add into, the expense, and definitely investing in yourself as you grow is important. But to start, I feel like that's probably the hardest thing, just to start and then move forward from there. Because some people think, oh, if I have that red camera, if I have that latest laptop, if I have the latest gimbal stabilizer, that I'm going to be put into a market that is like, what's the name? It's like, yeah, it's good, but I feel like the work speaks for itself. And if you have a vision and you have an eye for what you want, you'll make what you have accessible. My first video was shot on my iPhone. you know, it was on my iPhone and edited everything. So, that's it's not about the gear.
Love to hear that, because I tell people there's YouTubers making over 10 grand a month, and they still, some of them only use their phones. Usually it's in an iPhone. I'm team Android, but whatever works for you, and what you can do in post is amazing. Um, can you talk about, when you're working again? I'm gonna just stay focused. Well, let's go from artists to weddings. Who's more difficult to deal with? Because you got the bridezilla, and then you got
As
the artist who's a devo or a diva.
Listen, like it's okay. In my experience, working with artists kind of be the hardest because like they're artists themselves, so they already have their own vision about kind of specifically how they want it. And if they're not too familiar with your work, typically they would want you to become their cheaper favorite artist. So it's like they want that, but it's like based off of what you provide and where you're at, it could be, just experience level or just production level. Cause, they want Jay-Z's video, but then they also, when working with certain artists, especially starting out, they have champagne tastes, but don't have the budgets to, even if I'm able to do it, like they don't have the budgets to kind of meet that vision. So typically it really be the artists, because like they want the moon and the stars, but off of a bare bones budget, it's hard. I can't.
Yes, yes. And it's just so relieving to hear you say that, because when you're on the inside and behind the scenes, people just see, oh man, you're living your dream, it's all good, but you don't understand how difficult the talent can be. And so Bridezillas, I didn't mean to put any smut on your name, no smut. But the
Yeah.
artists take the cake.
It takes it because like they said, like I said, because what like say for instance, like a recording artist, if the budget is kind of low and they want high production, and there's a lot of time that goes into those videos. They may want transitions, animation, 3D, all this other stuff, and that takes time. Me, I model everything. I model my things from scratch, and there's of course platforms to kind of make it easier, but it's still a lot. It's a lot of wear. And it's like and on top of that, once we finish the project, a lot of the times with the artists, because they're so creative, they want to say, oh, let's do this and let's do that. And it's like, when it's bare bones budget, it's like, man, like this is a lot of time that's been in the way. Whereas the weddings is more so, I'm dealing with people. Typically, they trust the ones that I work with. They trust kind of the process. They trust the vision. They just want a nice recap of what happened the day. But being organized is kind of the reason why they kind of become a lot easier to work with. So.
Okay. Okay. And them not being artists and, not having that, trying to second guess, I guess, your work and not having that vision. Now, with entrepreneurship, it's a battle, but it's a fun battle, and you're able to express your art and really purge ideas out and get them into life. But
Right.
with that and the success, the best is yet to come. What is a community give back that you're doing, or one that you would like to do within the business?
Yes. So when I first started in 2016, um, my goal was to give back to um, upcoming artists, especially in the high school, going into college sector. So I had like a scholarship fund. I give out scholarships like once a year to, just students that's within, the artistic field, to kind of just, because I know how it is to not have the financial support to kind of get certain equipment, especially starting out. Sometimes you don't know exactly where to even get it, and having to work all those summers, and it's hard work, but definitely, like, I try to make sure that I kind of give back in that type of way, either through that or mentorship. I do a lot of mentorship with university students, just kind of just giving them advice about how to kind of pivot and move, because I think that's probably the most important thing. It's one thing to, have the talent and the things, but knowing where to pivot to kind of get that next opportunity to align you for your purpose, I believe is kind of what, is real significant. So that's kind of how I give back in that way. Yeah.
Okay, no, that's awesome. And those scholarships, are they something they can find on the website, or do they need to be at a certain school, university? How does that work?
Right. So typically in the past, I would go donate back to, Talented Teen Club. My mom has like different students that she works alongside, and I kind of work with them. My old high school, gave back over there. But right now it's like structuring more so structuring it a little bit more and fine tuning. Okay, which exact students that I want to, like, right now it's just, based on like a personal, like, I know who's kind of in the different fields, and I kind of seek out like who is needing the support. But right now we're in the process of like developing, or a new website and kind of updating those things. So yeah, it's coming.
Okay, okay. And breaking news, I just gotta ask.
Yeah.
A little birdie told me, are you now full time with your business?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we can mention. Okay, well, shout out to Bethune Cookman. Yeah, that's what made you jump and go full time? Because that's a leap. It's either you got a big contract, or you were just being, maybe stifled and done with the corporate politics, because
Mhm.
they don't allow you to always be you, especially at universities. It takes them, like the government, years to make changes.
Exactly, exactly. Um, I just felt like, well, I've been praying about it for a while, and I believe, like I was mentioning with the pivoting, I just believe that when you're in a certain space and it's time to kind of just to elevate my different skill sets and just venture out into just new spaces to kind of gain different relationships and just to kind of just for my own skill set and level. I just felt like it was time to kind of transition into a new environment for me to kind of grow. I love working here in there in Daytona Beach, and I just felt like I kind of wanted to see kind of what else was there. I have so much support here, but I just wanted to see what is the next step? Where is the next pivot to kind of say, okay, let me build a community that's on a grander scale. So right now, so that's kind of the reason why I decided to transition, just to just to grow a lot more. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Well, no, God bless that in Jesus Christ's name. God bless it. The progression and just going and figuring out the entrepreneurship. Now, when you did that, and this
Mm-hmm.
is for the entrepreneur who wants to follow, maybe the entrepreneur who wants to follow the same path. Did you have to have a certain amount of savings or a certain amount of business, or did you just jump out there, out in the air, like whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen? Like, how was that?
Yeah, yeah. So I don't I believe in healthy risk. There's always a risk in everything that, we're doing this entrepreneurship game. It's not something light. It's not something easy, nor do I think it's for everybody, because you had to position yourself for you to, even make a move, a bold move, kind of like that. So, over the last few years, I've been definitely, saving and making sure that I'm tapping into the different resources and opportunities for me to pivot and make sure that I have a solid base to kind of make sure that I'm sustained. You know, I don't want to, I don't want to make it seem like, oh, I just up in, no, there's a plan to kind of everything. And before I even decided to make a move, I had to make sure I knew the full scope of how things are. Where am I sit? Like, because sometimes people want to do what they want to do, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do what you want to do. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it definitely makes sense. And people, a lot of people don't understand that. They just want to do. And I'm 45 years old, but I'm gonna be a rapper because I always wanted to be a rapper, but never had, never put the steps in to even figure out how to put out a good product. And now you want to feed the family on that? No.
Like my thing is that, I don't knock having a position with a either a corporate job or whatever it is. I don't even consider it a job in my eyes. It's more so an opportunity for you to kind of just see how business are even operated. You know what I mean? And it's more so an opportunity for you to kind of, have consistent revenue kind of coming in at the same time. If you're really passionate about what you're doing it at the same time. You know what I mean? It's a win-win. It's a win-win in my eyes. And I think the culture kind of says, "Oh yeah, entrepreneur." That sounds like the coolest thing to say. Cool entrepreneur. But it's like you have to wake up. Like I have to wake up making sure that, like, listen, I have to do X. I have to plant in certain seeds of, like, I have to always kind of put in for me to kind of get, because it's all on me. It's all on me if wherever is coming, So it's not no easy game now. Ain't no easy game.
It's not. And in entrepreneurship, I tell you guys, let your first hire be a CPA. And your CPA may come with their own bookkeeper to keep you going. But there's some new rules for 2023 coming out. One is I call it the Beneficial Ownership Information Act. You're gonna have to write this form out. And if you don't write this form out, they can charge you up to $10,000. That's the Fed, so they're coming for their money. Also, if you get paid ever through Cash App, or Venmo, Zelle is actually exempt from this. We don't know who they paid off, but if you got $600 or more from any of those third party apps, you now are going to have to fill out a 1099K form for next year, and they're going to send you something on January 31st, 2024. So it's coming up, but it used to be if you did not have 200 transactions and $20,000, you didn't have to deal with this. Now you do. So they're tracking, and then of course we know what they're doing with crypto. You got to stay abreast of all these new rules, and that's
Hmm.
why you hire a team so you don't have to pay, in penalties, because that always sucks if you go there. Have a team to get the dream. With your dream though, what is like your dream? Do you see yourself having, a big business, or do you kind of like just having like maybe a small team that you can control? And how do you see it going for you?
Right. I like personally like a close-knit, intimate team, people that I trust and that is solid, because the vision with Chocolate Bamboo, it's an art production company. So the list of different services, 3D, graphic, web design, we have different artists that we collaborate and partner with to fit up under the different services that we have. So they will be up under the umbrella of Chocolate Bamboo, and we just make sure that we make we with the different clients that we have different styles and different people that we have in collaboration with. So that's more so the vision of what we're trying to build.
Yeah, man, I love it. I love it. Tell the people any last advice, and as well as where they can find you to hire you, and let them know in ranges of where you start, because prices are only going up the way things are going in America. But I don't want somebody calling you like back in the day. Somebody asked me, hey, okay, you guys do web design? I'm talking about dang near 20 years ago. Because
Yes.
we're full service, but I'd rather work with teams and people who already have their businesses like yourself. But they say, okay, I want my face to be on the website, and I want it to break into pieces and then come back together, and I got $500 for the website. And you're like, you know what websites go for? And that animation is more than $500. Are you kidding me? So
Yeah.
give them the game.
We could make all dreams happen. We could make it happen, but it's just the time and the effort. It's a lot, but everybody could follow me on Instagram, of course, at Chocolate Bamboo. Uh, Website chocolatebambooproductions.com. My email, of course, chocolatebambooproductions at gmail.com. Um, I guess what was the second question? I'm sorry.
Oh, and let them know the ranges, just because I don't want someone calling you saying I got $500. Make my website look like yours for 500, or give them a range, because I don't want you don't ever want to pigeonhole yourself in a one price point, because
Right.
10 years later folks will say, well, I heard on the interview that you do it for this. So what are some ranges
Some
to
ranges. Okay, so before I kind of even get into the ranges, because everything is completely custom and tailored to that person, we have we take into consideration kind of what is needed into the project. So the base range, say for instance, web design. Web design starts at 1200 and up, just depending on what is needed in the piece. So if there's animation involved, if there's custom CMS, if there's different features that they would like to see to kind of intake clients, booking forms, different features that just add to their tailored business, is going to kind of range what it is, along with the different services for promo videos. My promo videos start at 850 and up, just depending on what is needed, the size of the different corporation, and just the vision that's involved. So we have the base, but based off of their specific project, that's how we kind of price just within that range.
Okay, you guys got the game. Now it's your turn to participate, and you can do that in comments. You can do that also in liking and subscribing. I know most of you are listeners, but you can also go over to the YouTube because some people may want to get the visual. But even more importantly, if you can share this game with somebody, it will change their life. So, y'all be blessed. I thank y'all for listening. If you need services, his links are in the description. So book that time, book those services. And of course, you can always book mine as well. You guys be blessed.
Hello, everyone. This is Latasha Blanton from the Real South Africa Travel and Tourism. And you're going to have the opportunity to travel with Phil Scott to
sunny South Africa. You guys are going to have the opportunity to come to Johannesburg, and you guys are going to be coming to Durban. And we're going to set it up perfectly. It's going to be like a luxury experience for you guys. At the same time, you're going to be getting some culture. And of course, you're going to get an opportunity to talk to Phil, hang out with Phil, and get his views on Africa and South Africa.
You're also going to get an opportunity to explore the lifestyles here that are available in South Africa. And we're going to do all that for you in an amazing 10 days. We do hope that you go to the website and book, because we do look forward to seeing you here.
Absolutely. Our website is therealsouthafrica.com. Go there, scroll down, you'll see a picture of Phil, and just go ahead and book there. So we'll see you here in what we like to call sunny South Africa.
Hi everyone. Have you ever been curious about visiting Africa? Which African country were you interested in? Kenya, Nigeria, Uganda, South Africa, Ethiopia? Which country are you interested in? My good friend, Kellen Cash Coleman, came up with a course called My First Trip to Africa that'll guide you through this process. It's only $20, and in this course you'll learn about passports, visas, vaccinations that you need before you go there, as well as a budget, how much the trip is going to cost. He also talks about what you should pack, what you should take with you, how you should travel on a budget. Did you know that $100 is worth 1,000 South African rand and over 10,000 Kenyan shillings? So imagine what you can do with $100 back home. I say back home because I'm from Sudan, I'm African, I already know how it's like. I know that, when you convert Canadian and American money, it goes a long way when you're traveling across Africa. So if you're curious, if Africa is a place that you've always wanted to go, always wanted to move there, Kellen Cash is the person to ask. Check out the course. There's a little preview you can listen to before you actually purchase it. If you're interested in this course, visit www.diversifiedgame.com. Don't miss out.
Are you tired of the violence, tired of the injustice, police brutality, rampant discrimination, lack of gun control in this failed biased socioeconomic experiment called America? Or maybe you need a break from the relentless grind and want to regain control of your destiny, your wealth, your health, and your purpose. DiversifiedGame.com has the right course for you. Prepare for My First Trip to Africa. Looking to reconnect with your roots, start a new business, or just a fresh start. Africa, aka the motherland, is waiting. Don't let the Chinese and the Mzungus have the fun and also take over the motherland. From Cairo to Mombasa, from Dakar to Cape Town, Africa has something for everyone, from business opportunities to the most amazing people, safety, leisure, and landscapes. The opportunities abound. It is time for the diaspora to reconnect with their roots. Time to reconnect with the birthplace of humanity. Africa is the last frontier. Get your head in the game and reclaim your legacy. The writing is on the wall. Babylon is falling. Give up the stress, grind, and violence inflicted on our people on this continent and prepare for a journey of restoration and joy by connecting with the land of your ancestors. Check out our new course and kick off your adventure at diversifiedgame.com.